How's it going, guys? My name is CrazyUKGamer. Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful day today. And today I was going to be doing a completely different video to the video I'm actually going to be doing today of... No, that doesn't make sense. So the video that I was going to be doing today is changed from about an hour ago, considering I just checked back on the stuff that I had saved and then just checked it again just to make sure it has changed, and I don't know when it would have changed. It would have changed sometime this week, and I don't know how many people are aware of this or how many people are unaware of this, but let me just kind of give you a little bit of backstory before I go into what I was going to go into. YouTube have actually gone back on what they said they didn't actually say they were going to do it, they were just going to do it anyway. They weren't going to tell people, they were just going to roll straight in with it. So back about a year ago, if you wanted to watch an age-restricted video, you had to sign into your account to make sure that you were 18. Don't just make an account if you aren't of 18, just so we're clear, because that isn't a smart idea. But that's the way that you would have to do it. You'd have to sign in to confirm your age, and then you'd be fine. You could watch the video, like the video, dislike the video, comment, do whatever you wanted, and then be on your way and go into the next video. YouTube decided that that probably wasn't a good idea. Whether it was a good idea or not, I'm not going to get into that because I'm not qualified to talk on that. But what I am going to be talking about today is the fact that they decided that they were going to add another extra measure just to make sure that you are 18. In my personal opinion, this wasn't a smart idea, but then again, am I wise to talk on this or not? I don't know, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. So if you wanted to watch an age-restricted video, they decided that they would add this extra measure in, and it would pop up like this. Verify your age. Complete a brief check to show that you are old enough to watch this video. You could either click not now or verify. Now, if you clicked verify, it would take you to this next page that look a little bit like this. Choose how you would verify your age. You could either A, use a credit card and verify immediately. Now, if you look at the small print and just tell me if you think that there's something just a little bit off with this. You won't be charged. That's cool. That's what we like to hear. Any transaction fee will be fully refunded. I'm sorry. What? Let me just read that again, because I may have missed out a word or something. You won't be charged. Okay, right, won't be charged. Yep, cool, got it. Any transaction fee will be fully refunded. Any transaction fee will be refunded. But you just said that people won't get charged. That's not my main concern, okay? I'll get into why that's a really bad idea in a second. Let me just roll on to the next thing that you can do. Use your ID. Submit an image of a valid ID, like your driver's license or passport. It may take up to 3 days to verify your ID. Okay, both of those are bad. It may not strike out instantly why these are both bad ideas. This is what YouTube thought was a good idea. Now, what I want you to do, guys, is I want you to pause this video and I want you to go and check right now to see if this is happening to you. Check if you are actually being age verified. The reason I'm asking this now is because this happened to me a couple of days ago, or about a week ago or so. Now I can go on the videos and I'm not age restricted, and I'm wondering why the sudden change around. But I'll get into why this is a bad thing in, well, right now, I guess, if you're still watching. So if you give YouTube your ID or your credit card, apart from you don't know where the hell it's going to go, because it could go to any third-party company that decides to go and take it. Who knows which third-party company it's going to go for? We don't give your ID to anyone. No, we don't give your ID to anyone, but sometimes third parties somehow just magically get this ID, credit card, or anything like that. The other reason that this is bad is because YouTube can't keep a stable website. Now, you may be thinking, they can keep a stable website. What are you talking about? Considering that YouTube crashed in 2017, 2018, 2019, and 2 times in 2020, that the website's probably going to crash in 2021 at some point. I understand it's a big website and it's a lot to maintain, but if your website crashes and you don't actually explain why it crashes, that's a problem. The other thing is that you may be thinking, yeah, but it's going to go through Google, so it's fine. When YouTube crashes, the chances that Google are going to crash is very high as well. Look back in 2018 when Google were trying to get rid of Google+. Back in 2018, Google, Google+, Google Mail, all of Google's things, including YouTube, all crashed for 2 hours with no knowledge of any reason. It just eventually all came back up, and Markiplier came up with a very, very good point. He thinks that because Google+ was so integrated into YouTube, everything just crashed and they didn't know how to fix it instantly, and the website just went down. It's a very, very plausible point, because that's pretty much at the point where YouTube said that they were ditching Google Plus because it was just not popular, but they were going to keep it for businesses and things like that. And then eventually they decided that they were actually going to close it sooner, because I can't remember how many accounts now it was, but a lot of people had their accounts hacked and details stolen from them. Now the thing is, I said that Google crashed twice in 2020, very, very close to each other. The first one was on the 12th of November. I think I've got like a screenshot that I can show you of where it crashed, about the time that it crashed. which most people I think actually reported on YouTube. As you can see, a lot of people got affected by this. People were mainly just complaining about not being able to watch videos, not so much the website. I mean, obviously it was on the website, so people were going to have problems anyway. So as you can see, this happened for roughly about, I'd say about 2 hours-ish. This happened about 4 months ago. Like, I know they can't say exactly what's happened, but they could give a rough idea of why the website decided that it was going to crash for 2 hours without any explanation. Now this time it had nothing to do with Google+. Maybe there was an update that they had to do, maybe they were trying to take something out of it, maybe they're trying to add something into it, and it just backfired. I don't know. They didn't actually say why the website went down, so all we have is our imagination. Now, that it's not a big problem that it goes down. Websites go down all the time, and as I've just told you, YouTube goes down at least once a year. But it didn't happen exactly in the next year, and it hasn't happened yet so far. So then it decided that it would crash in December. So on the 14th of December, YouTube went down at about 11:30. Now, this is for UK time, just so we're aware. All these times that I'm saying will be in UK time, so if you want to try and figure out what it is in your time, because there's a lot of people that watch this from all kinds of different countries, so I don't quite have enough time to kind of put all the times up on the screen right now. So if you want to try and figure out in your own time zone, feel free, but I'm just kind of giving you like a rough idea of what happened. Now, not many people reported on this one. This one lasted roughly, if I remember correctly, about 2 hours. So this happened 33 days later. Now, if your website crashes for 2 hours before and people report on it, you'd kind of think that you would tighten up your security or kind of sort out whatever the problem was, then get it sorted. Even if it took 3 hours, at least kind of explain that you're doing an update to your website or whatever it is, whatever's happening, you tighten up that loophole, if there is a loophole. It crashes again 33 days later. I would have hoped that you would have sorted out that problem, or if you're updating it again, let people know that you're updating it. Once again, I don't own a company, so I can't really say anything about that, but it's just from an outside... That's on the floor now. That's just from an outsider's point of view. Now, the reason I'm saying this is because at the same time the first one went down, Google services went down, and I don't think in the second time Google services went down. But the thing is, if Google services has gone down at the same time as YouTube's gone down, and they're saying that you need to trust them with your credit card, that you won't be charged, but you might be charged, and if you are charged, then you'll get back on a transaction or something, or they want to see your ID. Why would you trust a website that has crashed its own website, what is it, 5 times within 4 years or something? And also can't keep its own security breaches and all this other stuff. So personally, it's snowing outside. I am like a kid that is distracted by a little shiny thing. Actually, no, I'm an adult that's just distracted by a little shiny thing. Would you trust a company that would actually go and do this? There are better ways of trying to verify people's ages instead of taking their credit card or their ID, because what exactly stops you from taking someone else's credit card? Do not do this, obviously. You could take someone else's credit card, claim it as your own, show it's yours. Same with an ID. You could just take anyone's ID and say, look, this is my ID. Then YouTube will go, okay, all right, we can verify this. As long as it obviously adds up with the name on the Google account, otherwise it wouldn't make any sense. But you can see my point that this is not a great idea to go and do this. And I think this is why they've probably gone back on the decision that they were going to make. I don't know if they're going to carry on with doing this, but I think, and I hope so much, touch wood. Ah! That wasn't touching wood, that's smacking the... But that sounded good on the audio, didn't it? So with all the times that YouTube and Google have both crashed, I would say this isn't a very smart idea. But anyway, if you want to go and check that and let me know down in the comments below if you were still getting this weird message pop up on yours, because I don't know if YouTube have maybe re-evaluated and realized that they weren't getting many people's IDs or credit cards, and it wasn't the smartest idea anyway because that's personal information. But anyways, I'm gonna leave this video here. Please let me know down in the comments below of what I was talking about today. That snow's really coming down hard. But anyway guys, that's going to do it for today's video. So thank you guys for watching this video. If you've enjoyed it, make sure to show your support by punching the like button. And if you didn't become part of the CrazyArmy, make sure to punch the subscribe button. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. That is a hell of a lot of snow.